morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And I would like at the outset, I would like to thank the Kerala Center and the officials of Kerala Center and Dr. Thomas Abraham for giving me this opportunity to be with all of you here today. See, I would like to just start with how this idea originally formulated. I was lucky to be introduced to Mr. Thomas Abraham through Gopio, again through my friend Mr. Sunny, who is here, and he is instrumental in bringing me into Gopio also. And from there we had several meetings in Gopio along with Dr. Thomas Abraham, and it was in Delhi initially during the 2014 January, when we had the meeting in Delhi for the Gopio International Convention, that Dr. Thomas Abraham initially suggested this idea to me for having something like a global technology summit somewhere at the end of the year. So I told him, Doctor, wherever, whenever you want to do it, I'm there, because I've been toying with this idea for quite some time now. And that's how this whole idea, I got involved with Dr. Thomas Abraham in this. And today it's a dream come true to see this happen in New York here, and we are all here today. So my special thanks to Dr. Thomas Abraham. Simultaneously, as this idea was going on, I'm happy to hear again from two of the experts over here today on similar lines of thinking, where ecosystem approach is one of the ideas that we have been working on, and most of the intellectual capital base of Kerala and the country, which has been there traditionally with us. And Dr. Somasundaram has started off from the BC period itself, showing the dominance of the knowledge society that we had, and how somewhere on the line, somewhere around, we lost it, but we have to regain it. So these were the two ideas on which we were working separately on the Gates ecosystem. The Gates ecosystem project, which was a brainchild of a couple of technocrats from all over the world who got together saying that we need to do something. Let's forget the governments, let's forget everybody else. Whatever we can do, from whatever we have experienced in our lives, when we have left the shores of our homeland, and when we try to go and work in pursuit of knowledge, in pursuit of excellence in our own lives. Like 30 years back, from a class of 55 in TKM Engineering College, before we had our results coming out of the college itself, 28 of us were there already in Dubai, without waiting for the results of the examination, because we know whatever the result is, there is no opportunity for us to work in Kerala. So we were outside. But today it is different. The youngsters of Kerala today are looking forward, even without writing their exams. Like he was mentioning, like Mr. Suresh was mentioning, the major corporations in the world today are created by people who dropped out of college. And this is happening in Kerala today. The Chief Minister called for a young entrepreneur summit about 2 months back. He expected 1,500 young entrepreneurs to come, and he had made arrangements for that. We had halls which were packed. They had to put CCTVs outside the halls for people, because 4,000 people turned up. 4,000 young entrepreneurs in the age of 15 to 24 came with their ideas, brimming with confidence to start businesses in Kerala. So the Kerala has changed. It is already changing. But there is a perception change that is required. The perceptions of Kerala link us. And normally in any such revolutionary changes that happen across the world, the perceptions will only be understood and changed only in hindsight. It is not understood ahead of the time. People don't realize it when it is happening. Then they look at it and say, okay, this has happened. So this is what is happening in Kerala. And so this is a wonderful change that is happening. And Dr. Thomas Abraham just said, say hello to people. It's only 5 minutes for you, but I'm taking a little more time because of some of the issues which cropped up. and I may not get this opportunity again to talk to you on all these ideas. So ecosystem approach, what Mr. Suresh has mentioned, we created this ecosystem called Global Advanced Technology Enabled Society, GATES. GATES is a network, it's a collaborative platform of technocrats, of people who have moved out of Kerala and who want to come back and trying to help each other to create an ecosystem which can be supportive of new entrepreneurship, new venture creation, entrepreneurship, and leading to innovation and leading to production of affordable products and services which can put Kerala on the global map. We expect, our target is to get at least 50 new innovations out of Kerala over the next 5 years, and even if 1 or 2 of them make the global mark, become an international, establish an international mark on the global map, then Kerala is already there on the global map. I can assure you that the efforts of the technocrats of Kerala, we have been all the goodwill ambassadors of Kerala. Today, as again it was rightly pointed out, when we move across the world, it is not the politicians, it is not anybody who is highlighted. It is only the technocrats who have put the professionals from Kerala who have achieved the greatest heights of wherever they have been able to perform. But most of it happened outside Kerala. Sometimes I call it the Walayar syndrome, because the moment you leave our Walayar checkpost, the Malayali changes in character. They become one of the best, most effective professionals in the world. But why can't we translate a little bit of it back home? We need not look at creating products for Kerala market. But Kerala will give you such a rich ecosystem of entrepreneurship, of knowledge-based skill workers, that you can really use that. If somebody, it's a potential, it has to achieve a critical mass. It's like a nuclear reaction. It has to, just like the flywheel effect, it has to achieve a critical mass. The moment the critical mass is achieved, nobody will be able to stop Kerala. Because I am also fortunate that I have been now nominated by UNESCO to be on their expert panel for Sustainable Development Goals of 2030, as well as also in lifelong learning in cities program, where we are enrolling more than 1,000 cities across the globe into the Lifelong Cities Network. I came from Tokyo, where I was attending the Education for Sustainable Development of the last decade, from 2004 to 2014, as we know, was the decade for Education for Sustainable Development. And after completing that seminar 3 days, now I am going to Mexico City to again look at the Lifelong Cities program. Lifelong Learning Cities is again a program which unfortunately India is lagging behind. But last year when we had a conference in Beijing, more than 400 city mayors and 400 cities became already the members of Lifelong City program of UNESCO Institute of Learning, where I am fortunate to serve as one of their expert group members. They have taken 30 experts from all over the world who is assisting to bring up these programs for future. So these are again I was very happy to hear lifelong learning as again a part of the presentation. So these are all the thought processes which are happening simultaneously, and in any major movement across the world, in any period of history, it has happened only when people sitting in different places, in different, in totally different scenarios, thinking of the same things at the same time, without even knowing each other. And I think this is happening in the Kerala, Malayali technocrat community, and this is the greatest sign for Kerala and for the future development of Kerala. One thing again, I agree with Dr. Thomas Abraham when he said that Kerala does not want these smokestack industries. It's true. But today we have come to a stage that we don't need smokestack industries, because the entrepreneurship movement, the technology movement, the knowledge skills that has been acquired are strong enough to leapfrog us into the next generation technologies and products which don't need, because today we are talking of from a mass production in the Industrial Revolution, from mass productions we are also now we are talking of mass customization. By mass customization, technology is already ready in the world that production processes can be taken up on the basis of a single order basis. That means an order is placed on the internet, there can be flexible manufacturing processes that are set up that can process that order for each and every individual. So we are coming in the age of mass customization from the mass production. So we don't need anymore, we don't need any type of smokestack industries. And in this new wave of development, in this new era of development, we don't need to go through the earlier tried and tested or tried and failed models of development, which again now, after so much of, you cannot go on broadening your roads, you cannot go on making bigger and bigger factories, you cannot go on, spoiling the environment forever. We have to look at solutions, which again I agree with Dr. Somasudra, has to become clean and it has to be green. And the conference in Tokyo, in Nagoya, was today for tomorrow. We have to live the world today for tomorrow for our new generations. So this is what the whole thinking process. And today there is so much of synergy in thinking in this room itself that this is the greatest blessing for Kerala. I feel so happy and so proud to be part of this group and part of this meeting here.